Guys, try to ignore the video screen. Stay focused here. I measure 71. 71. 71. $71.
I've always loved education, and higher education is something that's really important to me. I always had that goal to go to medical school, and for that I knew I needed a really great college education to be able to take that next step.
Before college, I've always had the idea of being an engineer. I've always liked the idea of building, designing things, and that's kind of what pushed me to further what I'm trying to do here at Iowa State.
Just something felt right about Ames, and then I ended up staying now for 5 years. Especially like choosing a graduate school program, just deciding to stay was a big factor.
When I first came to college, I had no clue what I wanted to study, and that's what drew me to Iowa State, was its wide variety of majors and different options that the school really excels in.
I'm first generation, so the idea of college was very unfamiliar with me. Graduating is a huge milestone for me, but it's also a huge milestone for my parents.
I was a traditional student all the way through my first master's degree, which I completed overseas in Europe, and then I moved to the United States. My second master's took me a while because I was a working mom. When my children pursued their own college careers, I decided it was time for me to go back to school.
My brother was here for his undergrad. I got to spend a majority of my high school getting to come and visit him. I fell in love with the campus while I was here. It felt familiar, it felt comfortable.
I loved that it was a land-grant university. There's a really homey feeling to it, and being able to walk across campus in all of the different seasons is so beautiful.
My first impression was the gorgeous campus that we have. I knew that I really wanted a walkable green campus, and that's exactly what I got when I was here.
I just remember sitting in my first class and just thinking to myself, I'm really in college right now. I didn't know what to expect.
Getting to be abroad was amazing. There are so many bucket list buildings that I've wanted to see for years that I finally got the opportunity to. I felt like my confidence grew so much while I was abroad.
The honors program gave me a great stepping stone to other leadership roles. Through those leadership experiences that I've had, I've been able to find the type of leader that I am.
Being a student athlete on campus has really allowed me to more easily find my people. Athletics has a great community here. We like to go out and support each other at different events. Having that built-in community really enhanced my experience.
Something that everybody always talked about was submitting something to the fashion show. When I first submitted, I was very nervous. I didn't know if I was going to get rejected, but it's just taught me to be confident in myself. And being involved with it, it's opened so many opportunities for me.
There is just so much value and potential for somebody to open their minds and really explore.
I'm most proud of being able to actually accomplish this degree in 4 years, especially with being in the Air Force. Last year, I took a full semester off to deploy to the Pacific. And with even taking a semester off, I'm still completing the degree in the 4-year time frame.
The proudest moment for me has been being able to contribute to the culture that we have here at Iowa State. Whether that was just through my undergraduate activities, being able to help my teammate, helping my roommates with homework at night.
Through my time at Iowa State, my confidence has grown so much. I am much more comfortable going up to new people, making new friends, making new connections, and that's such a valuable skill. Iowa State definitely helped me to grow that skill.
I'm most proud of the relationships that I've made here, whether it's been with professors, research students, or my friends that I made. I can't imagine what I would do without them. They have been so supportive throughout my time at that school.
I'm really proud of the people that my daughters became as a result of coming to Iowa State. But we would not be coming back if there was no value here.
Being a Cyclone means that you are part of something that's bigger than yourself.
Willing to try new things.
To be passionate about yourself.
Cyclones are really loyal. We're always there for each other. We're always cheering each other on.
Seeing every single day as a new opportunity.
Empathetic and compassionate.
To be something bigger.
Curious about what's out there, what knowledge is out there, what science is out there, what relationships are out there. That's what it means to be a cyclone.
Iowa State blew me out of the water. I've had experiences that I didn't know were possible.
If you had to boil my Iowa State experience down to one word, I would say opportunity.
Excitement.
Family.
Transformational.
Tenacious.
I would say flawless.
Exciting.
Really just confident. So being able to put yourself out there and really go outside of your comfort zone, because that's when you experience the most growth.
Before Iowa State, I was a kid who wanted to be a vet and had no idea how to get there. After Iowa State, I'm someone who is able to walk away with countless relationships with colleagues, students, and professors.
How do you thank a whole university, town, and community that's had such a large impact on your life? As my time at Iowa State comes to a close, I find myself reflecting on the people who have shaped my cyclone journey. If you've helped me in any way or been any part of my journey, thank you so much.
So I really want to thank my wife, Katie Bell. Thank you for being my rock and one of the best things that has ever happened to me. This journey of me going back to school and working full-time hasn't been easy, but having you by my side has made all the difference.
To my beloved parents, who instilled the love of learning in me and allowed me to follow my heart, cross the ocean, and start a new life in Iowa. To my dear husband, for his love and patience, and to my amazing daughters for their unwavering support and encouragement, thank you.
I would like to thank my first-year sewing teachers. I wouldn't be the designer that I am proud of being today without your help.
I want to thank every single person that I've met and had a connection with here at Iowa State.
I want to thank my family for their unwavering patience and support, to my friends for all of the silly moments, to my classmates and faculty members, in Cardinal and Gold, thank you.
I want to reiterate my thanks to my mom and my dad. They have been endlessly supportive.
My 5 years here were filled with so many wonderful memories, made with equally wonderful people. Thank you is hardly enough to depict the love I hold for this place. Thank you to Iowa State University.
There are thousands of cyclones out there, but there's something that unites us, and it's the Cardinal and Gold.
Good afternoon. Iowa State University is pleased and honored to welcome the family and friends of our graduates to the Spring 2025 Afternoon Undergraduate Commencement Ceremony here in Hilton Coliseum. Today's commencement ceremony recognizes recent graduates in Iowa State University's proud 167-year history of academic achievement, excellence, and service. The procession will begin with the presentation of the college banners by each college's student marshal, who will be accompanied by the dean and the Students' University Escort. The presentation of the college banners will be followed by the processional of our undergraduate candidates for graduation, who will process in as members of the delegations of the respective colleges. Members of the assembly may remain seated during the processional. At this time, it is our privilege to present to you Callie McKibben, Student Marshal for the College of Design. Callie is accompanied by her university escort, Grit Saralter, and by Dean Luis Rico Gutierrez. It is our privilege to present to you Caitlin Agabin, Student Marshal for the College of Engineering. Caitlin is accompanied by her university escort, Dr. Kaoru Ikuma, and by Dean Samuel Easterling. At this time, it is our privilege to present to you undergraduate candidates for graduation from Iowa State University. the official beginning of our spring 2025 afternoon undergraduate commencement ceremony, the University Mace, carried by Chief Faculty Marshal Dr. Robert Wallace, precedes the President. We ask that the candidates for graduation and the members of the Assembly to please rise as you are able for the procession of the members of the Iowa State University academic community, led by President Dr. Wendy Winterstein. And now, the presentation of colors by the Army Reserve Officer Training Corps Color Guard. Iowa State University is very pleased to introduce Allie Pauley as the Spring 2025 Afternoon Undergraduate Commencement vocalist. Ms. Pauley will sing our national anthem.
Please join me in singing our national anthem.
We won.
Please be seated. Graduates, family, and friends, I am pleased to introduce Dr. Wendy Witterstein, President of Iowa State University.
Good afternoon. I'm very pleased to welcome you to Iowa State's Spring 2025 Afternoon Undergraduate Commencement Ceremony. At this time, I would like to introduce the members of the platform party. I ask they please stand and remain standing until all introductions are made. Mr. Thomas Bluth, retired Caterpillar Senior Vice President and Chief Technology Officer and Commencement Speaker. Dr. Toya Younger, Senior Vice President for Student Affairs. Dr. Sean Reeder, Senior Vice President for Operations and Finance. Ms. Sharon Evans, Associate Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students. Dr. Chad Harris, Chair of the Iowa State University Alumni Association Board of Directors. Dr. Robert Wallace, Associate Professor of Ecology, Evolution, and Organismal Biology and Chief Faculty Marshal. Dr. Anne-Marie van der Zanden, Associate Provost for Academic Programs. Mr. Luis Rico Gutierrez, Dean of the College of Design. Dr. Samuel Easterling, James L. and Catherine S. Melsa, Dean of the College of Engineering. Dr. Daniel Grooms, Stephen G. Julesgaard, Endowed Dean of the College of Veterinary Medicine. Ms. Hannah Skates Kettler, Associate University Librarian for Academic Services. Dr. Megan Gillette, Associate Teaching Professor for Human Development and Family Studies and Faculty Senate President. Dr. Lee Burris, Morrill Professor of Agronomy and Senior Faculty Marshal. Dr. Jennifer Sukon, University Registrar, and the faculty marshals, departmental representatives, student marshals, and university escorts for today's commencement ceremony. Please join me in recognizing them. You may be seated. On behalf of our university leaders, faculty, and staff, we are delighted to honor and celebrate our newest graduates of Iowa State University. Commencement is the most important and significant ceremony that our university holds. For our graduates, it represents the culmination of years of hard work, focused study, perseverance, and personal growth. For family and friends, it is a time to share in the success of their graduate and to be recognized for the wonderful support and care they have provided through the years. And for Iowa State University, it represents the successful completion of the most important responsibility to society, providing a comprehensive education to prepare the next generation of scholars, innovators, and leaders. Graduates, you are joining a very special group of people who hold degrees from this renowned institution. We are so proud of you, and we know you will continue to bring great pride to Iowa State University. Congratulations to all of you. Now it is my pleasure to introduce the keynote speaker for this afternoon's undergraduate commencement ceremony. Thomas Bluth is a retired global business executive. He served for 13 years as Caterpillar Senior Vice President and Corporate Officer, managing Caterpillar business ranging from $5 billion to $20 billion in revenue, overseeing manufacturing across Europe and Asia, and serving as Caterpillar's Corporate Chief Technology Officer. Tom earned a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering with honors from Iowa State University. He graduated cum laude with a JD degree from Northwestern University and earned his MBA degree with honors from the University of Chicago. During his time at Iowa State, Tom served as senior class president and was recipient of the Wallace E. Barron All-University Senior Award. Although upon reflection, Tom says his most challenging role was serving 3 terms as social chair for Tau Kappa Epsilon fraternity. Tom currently serves as a board member and advisor for various companies, as an adjunct professor at Northwestern University, and remains actively involved with Iowa State University, serving on the ISU Research Foundation Board. Please join me in welcoming Thomas Bluth.
Well, thank you, President Winterstein, for the very kind words. It's an absolute honor to be here. And I have to go off script for a minute for a quick shout out to everyone in the hard hats. Outstanding work. It makes me feel right at home. Good work. So, most importantly, congratulations to the class of 2025. I can tell you, having a degree from Iowa State makes a real difference in the work world. Now, during my time at Caterpillar, I kind of was a relentless advocate for hiring from Iowa State. And I have to admit, at times, I was accused of being overly biased towards Iowa State. But each time that happened, I pointed to my favorite set of facts and data. Now, as you can imagine, Caterpillar hired from top universities across the United States, across the world, and there's always these opinion-based debates about where we should prioritize our hiring. So our HR group did the hard work. They went back 20 to 25 years. They looked at every engineer that we had hired from every school and determined their effectiveness, based on performance reviews, numbers of promotions, succession planning indicators. And they created a score, kind of a real world success index for every single university. So of course, better than every other school, Iowa State was not only #1, but it was an outlier and significantly better than the next best school. So, yeah, you guys are. Now, you'll just have to excuse me for a moment. I've got a quick message from my daughter, who's somewhere in these stands. I'm not quite sure where. And yes, Samantha, Iowa State was much better than Georgia Tech. Go Cyclones! So all I want to do today is just leave you 5 very simple coaching tips to help you in your career to build and grow upon this track record of success for Iowa State grads. I think they're going to be pretty simple and easy to remember. So all I need you to do, #1 is drink free beer. #2, be an imposter. #3, make sure you wear hoodies. #4, I want you hanging out in the balcony seats. And #5, build bridges. So the first coaching tip is drink beer. Drink free beer, of course. So to me, in your career, I think one of the most important things that you can develop and utilize as a tool are personal leadership standards. So you guys have all probably heard Coach Campbell talk about striving to be the best version of yourself. When you're on that journey, you need something to hold yourself accountable as to whether you're on the right path or not. To me, these are personal leadership standards. I think they're unique to each person, and you're not going to find them in leadership books. So the example of one of mine is drink free beer. I know it sounds a little flippant, but it's actually deeply personal. So when I was a sophomore here at Iowa State, I was all set for spring break. I was going to head down to the then Big 8 basketball tournament in Kansas City. And the night before I was supposed to go, I received a phone call from my mom and my sister. And they had told me that my dad had died in a plane crash. I was stunned. I didn't know what to do. I just started running. I don't know how far I ran. I don't know how long I ran. That's why it's kind of weird being here, because I remember ending up at Hilton and sitting on the steps of Hilton Coliseum, looking up in the sky and trying to process what it all meant. So about a year after that, I was having drinks in a bar in Davenport, Iowa with some friends, and 3 people came up. And they said, hey, we overheard the word Bluth. Are any of you guys related to Ed Bluth? And I said, yeah, that's my dad, Ed Bluth. And they explained they were hourly workers at the plant that my dad was the plant manager at. And they said, if you're Ed Bluth's son, drinks are free on us for the night. So that was my free beer. Now, it's not that I walked out of that bar in Davenport, Iowa and said, hey, I've got a personal leadership standard. But I really thought about that story and that night in Davenport often. And as I got further into my career, and you run into really challenging days, and you will have some challenging days, and running into difficult issues, I often thought back about that night in that bar in Davenport. And at the end of those hard days, I would kind of look at myself in the mirror and say, am I operating in a way with the type of values that if someday when I'm gone, people that I'm working with would think enough about how I'm conducting myself that they go out of their way to buy beer for my kids someday. So my request for you is, as you go to this next stage of your journey, just think a little bit. What are going to be your personal leadership standards that you hold yourself accountable to? So, number 2, not as serious as the first one, but it's okay to be an imposter. So for me, as I look back on my career, I don't think I ever felt 100% ready or qualified for any job that I went into. I was always a little bit nervous. I always had this pit in my stomach. And when I started each job, I kind of felt like an imposter. And I'd say this wasn't even just true in the beginning of my career, but even more senior jobs. So my message to you is that, hey, this is normal. It's normal to be nervous. It's normal to feel like an imposter. You're never going to be 100% ready for any of the jobs that you go into. But the key is, even though you may feel like an imposter when you jump into these new roles, even your first job, if you go into it, with a humble view, with the view that I do have a lot to learn, and you couple that with a sense of curiosity, I'm going to go and ask questions, learn, engage from others, that imposter feeling is going to fade away. So to me, the real key is sitting here today is you have to realize your learning journey is just starting. And your ability to adapt and learn needs to continue to be a core competence for you going forward. Honestly, I find too many people at work, and particularly younger employees, that hold themselves back. They're risk adverse. They're waiting to be 100% ready for that job they're going to go into, and they're afraid to put themselves in uncomfortable situations. I mean, all I can tell you is that as a leader in a corporation, we often put people into jobs that on paper you'd look and they're not qualified for. So why would we do that? One is we wanted to develop them. We wanted to expose them to different parts of the business. And secondly, we were testing them. Do they have the capacity when you're in a difficult situation to kind of grow, to learn, to adapt? So in the end, it's okay to have an imposter feeling and be an imposter as long as you're keeping your learning edge. So, number 3, wear hoodies. So I know it's not really a coaching tip, but this is more just to have a little fun when you're working. So in my job, I traveled domestically, internationally all the time, sometimes multiple international trips a year. I mean, not a year, a month, it's already forgetting. And somehow, I got in the habit of every time I traveled, I wore an Iowa State quarter zip, Iowa State hoodie, Iowa State baseball hat. And I'll tell you, wherever I traveled, and I was in crazy places all over the globe, nearly every single time I would hear someone yell out across the airport, "Go Cyclones, ISU." And I'll tell you, after you've had a long week, you're jet lagged, you're trudging through the airport, and you hear that, and you meet a fellow Cyclone, it puts a smile on your face, and you realize just how big and how global Cyclone Nation really is. So don't get rid of your quarter zips and your hoodies. Wear those, engage, and represent Cyclone Nation. So, number 4, 2 more to go, and that's get to the balcony seats, which I think is appropriate because we're here in Hilton Coliseum. So for me, oftentimes, work can be like a basketball game. So, when you're on the floor and you're in the game, you're in the heat of the battle. And there's certain things you're just not going to be able to see or appreciate. If you get away from the game, such as the balcony seats, you can see things from a different perspective and maybe see patterns that wouldn't be apparent. So think about it. That's why football coaches, some of them sit up, near the press box so they can see the whole field and see the patterns, the plays, and the formations. That's why sporting teams spend so much money looking at time and money looking at game film so they can see the broader picture, to see those plays and formations. Now again, for me at work, I see too many people that just get caught up into that day-to-day work, and they can't step back. They can't see that bigger picture and fully appreciate it. So for me, I found a couple ways to get to the balcony seats, and I think this is something that you need to find. For me, my family was a balcony. Even if I had a crazy day at work, I get home, I play with the kids, and all of a sudden I'm a little disconnected from work, and I think about things just a little bit differently, and I have a different perspective. Likewise, running was a kind of a reset to a balcony for me. I'd do that, and I'd think differently, and I'd see. So my challenge to you as you enter the work world is find some ways that work for you to get to the balcony seats so you can get out of the heat of the battle and see things in just a little bit different way. So my last coaching tip for you, which I think is really appropriate for this group, is to design and build bridges. And to me, if I look in the work world, bridge building is the core of leadership and really what it takes to be successful in the workplace. So the idea stems from a poem, and I promise, I know this is a long ceremony, so I'm not going to read the poem to you. You won't have to deal with that. I'll give you just the Cliff Notes version. The Cliff Notes version is that there was this old man going on a journey to find a goal further along. He came to a big obstacle, a chasm deep and wide. It was really hard for him, but he got through it. When he was on the other side, he stopped. He didn't continue on to his goal. Instead, he started building a bridge. Other people came by and said, "Hey, old man, what are you doing here? Your goal's further on. Why are you wasting a time building a bridge here?" And he simply responded, "I'm not building it for me. There's going to be people that follow after me. I was able to get through this obstacle. They may not. I'm building this bridge for them." So as I look out in the work world, I find the most successful people are talented bridge builders. But bridge builders that are focused in on helping others, not just building bridges for themselves. And I'm sure through your time you've run into people that are just focused in on themselves. How can I get ahead? Is this good for me? What am I going to get out of this? Those type of folks are easy to spot. I just ask you to think a little bit about who would you rather be on a team with? Someone who's focused on helping the team, building bridges for others, or someone who's just focused in on themselves? Who would you rather work for? Who would you rather hire? Who would you rather promote? So the last thing I'm going to ask you to do is, as you move to this next stage of your journey, keep a servant leadership perspective. Look for opportunities to build bridges for your coworkers, for your customers. Build bridges in the community. And trust me, from a corporate standpoint, companies want to hire and will reward talented bridge builders. So, 5 things to remember. I think you've got it. It's like drink some free beer, but think a little bit, what's going to be your personal leadership standard out there? It's okay to be an imposter and take some risks as long as you keep your learning edge. Now, number 3, I know is straightforward with respect to hoodies, but as I think about it, I probably got to be like one of those drug commercials that are all very painful and give you a warning of a potential side effect. So if you're in the airports, you're wearing your Iowa State gear, occasionally you may hear it go Hawkeyes. But that's okay, just be ready to engage in some good-natured trash talk, okay? And finally, get to the balcony seats, build bridges, and the very last thing I'd ask you to do is if you take a moment and you look up here into the stands, okay? I think today is a massive group of talented bridge builders that have made sacrifices and built bridges for all of you to be here today. So I'd simply ask you to give this group of bridge builders a round of applause. Thank you.
Tom, thank you for those inspiring words. 5 great actions to think about. Thank you. Another round of applause for our commencement speaker, Tom Blue. We will now hear from our student brass ensemble under the direction of Dr. Michael Galimo.
President Winterstein will begin the recognition of graduates, followed by the presentation of degrees.
At this time, I call upon Associate Provost Dr. Anne Marie Vandersanden to recognize those students graduating with distinction, those students graduating from the University Honors Program, and all of those with military service.
At this time, I would like to recognize the students who are graduating with distinction. At Iowa State, grade point averages are based on a 4.0 scale. This recognition also appears on the official transcript and the university diploma. Those students graduating summa cum laude with highest distinction have earned a grade point average of 3.90 or higher, and they are wearing cardinal and gold honor cords. Will those students with highest distinction please rise. You may be seated. Those students graduating magna cum laude with great distinction have earned a grade point average of 3.7 to 3.89, and they are wearing gold honor cords. Will those students with great distinction please rise? Those students graduating cum laude with distinction have earned a grade point average of 3.5 to 3.69, and they are wearing cardinal honor cords. Will those students with distinction please rise? I offer you sincere congratulations on behalf of the faculty of the university. Next, I would like to recognize the students who are graduating from the University Honors Program. Students receiving this recognition have maintained a grade point average of at least 3.5, have shown initiative in developing their own individualized programs of study, and ingenuity in designing and completing an independent honors research project. They are wearing a medallion. Will those students graduating from the University Honors Program please rise? You may be seated. Finally, I would like to recognize all those in attendance today, graduates and audience members alike, who have served, who are serving, or who will be serving our country in the military following graduation. We are deeply grateful for your commitment and service. Would those individuals please rise as you are able so we may recognize you?
Associate Provost van der Zanden, I now call upon you to present the candidates for bachelor's degrees.
We shall now proceed with the conferring of the undergraduate degrees and awarding of diplomas. Will all candidates for the bachelor's degrees please rise? President Winterstein, these candidates have successfully completed their curricula in their respective colleges. They have been recommended by the college faculty and the Faculty Senate, and they are approved by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, for the bachelor's degree.
In recognition of the satisfactory completion of your studies in your respective colleges, and by the authority delegated to me by the Iowa Board of Regents, I confer upon you a bachelor's degree. As is tradition, I now ask all bachelor's degree recipients to move their tassels from the right side to the left side of their caps. Please join me. Please be seated.
The candidates from each college will walk to the stairs on the side, up the platform, and across the stage to be recognized. We will begin with the College of Design. Dean Luis Rico Gutierrez will present this college's Student Marshal to President Winterstein.
President Winterstein, Associate Provost van der Sanden, it's my honor to introduce Callie McKibben, our Student Marshal. Callie is graduating summa cum laude with a major in industrial design and a minor in entrepreneurial studies. A recipient of the Expedition Award and the Journey Award from Iowa State, Callie served as a student ambassador and as soft goods lab monitor for the Industrial Design Department. She has also been a member of the student chapter of the Industrial Designers Society of America and the Iowa State University Swim Club. Callie studied abroad in Australia at the Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology last fall semester and has worked as a student contractor for Vermeer Corporation for over a year. After graduation, she will remain in Iowa to work as a full-time designer, seeking to improve people's daily lives to product and innovation. Congratulations.
Clifford D. Gullett. This degree is posthumously awarded and accepted by Margaret Gullett.
Megan Kate Lundy.
Jordan Cry.
Eleanor Rose Porter.
Victoria May Holds.
Gracie Waltman.
Lorelei O'Hara.
Evan Robert Lenz.
Margaret Helen Haynes.
Cooper Thomas Larson.
Brooke Boehm.
Benjamin James Badger.
Nathaniel Mottlestead.
Blake William Burgess.
Kelsey Holtz.
Nolan Thomas Hovland.
Madison Lee Miller.
Kiefer James Carlson.
Andres Trinidad Rosas.
Jacob David Fields.
Ethan Timothy Saul.
Cole T. Knudsen.
Jaden Joshua Yongwei Gang.
Kaylee Reed.
Harrison H. Keast.
Trevor Martin Smith.
Kyle Andrew Peterson.
Elijah Birgit Wagner.
Avery Evelyn Tassell.
Sophie I. Traum.
Selma Begich.
Emma Marie Weishuhn.
Nalia E. Van Beek.
Tyler A. Garrels.
Morgan Sims.
Alexander Bello Aranas.
Laura Catherine Branch.
Elias Pettit.
Laurel Cassidy Waterman.
Jeremy Matthew Hines.
Alyssa Renee Arbuckle.
Jack Rost Steiger.
Ella June Kanagieser.
Gonzalo Espinoza Cruz.
Elena N. Sassman.
Sydney A. Madison.
Ariana Jo Fleming.
Peyton McCarthy.
Gabriela Saholt.
Jake Dylan Shu.
Stephanie Wynn Lee.
Henry Russell Lingefelter.
Kaylin Beadle.
Braden N. Green.
Emma Joyce Wilson.
Zoe C. Stenseth.
Annabelle Marie Bishop.
Elizabeth Ann Van Hove.
Emily Grace Shaw.
Cheyenne Oberlechner.
Ryan D. Cercello.
Abby R. Clusterman.
Hannah Rose Litterer.
Christiana J. Tu.
Hannah Jacoby Faith Graves.
Travis No.
Garrett J. Wellman.
Aaron Edward Daniel.
Anna Christina Pena Vanderlat.
McKenna Rose McNanamy.
Emily Truitt.
Madeline R. Niemeyer.
Tanner Dean Schieferdecker.
Carly Beth Diddert.
Abigail Kate Sullivan.
Hannah D. Summers.
Anna Liang McClellan.
Karina Beatriz Nolasco.
Taylor Hinkhouse.
Kristen Haas.
Isabella Lichtenberger.
Paige Allison Panache.
Hayden Hermanson.
Clarissa Marie Olson.
Edmund Rami Amari.
Arthur Ryder Taylor.
Chance Jeffrey Benner.
Alexis Y. Nishijima.
Allison Nicole Jasky.
Jessica Cruz Hernandez.
Hazel Agatha Kessler.
Nan Hu Nguyen.
Annalise Carol Schrang.
Lucas Lopez Isabello.
Madison J. Pierce.
Greenlee Annika Dahl.
Sophie Nicole Meyer.
Lamar Shakur Benjamin.
Madeline Teresa Fonku.
Erin Linnea Risser.
Leela Ayla Rettig.
Ian Nicholas Hutchinson.
Anna Hilda Ten Hufa.
Braden M. Jones.
Rachel Kramer.
Carly May Kornstrom.
Kylie Marie Reber.
Shay Laufenberg.
Mally Magdalene McGregor.
Megan Elizabeth Lucky.
Emma E. Shaw.
Tyler James Callahan.
Elise McKenna Considine.
Jillian Elise Snookst.
Sophia Elizabeth Steffels.
Samantha Crystal Stewart.
Brooke DeLon Rogers.
Shayla Bell Tim.
Sarah Elizabeth Moore.
Clara Marie Martison.
Mia Wong.
Avery K. Keene.
Jamie Nicole Beal.
Claire Elise Hansen.
Devin Jacqueline Jeanette Metzger.
Larissa A. Meter.
Jackson Terrence Ports.
Hope R. Gastel.
Josiah Graves.
Mark Robert Platt.
Min Lee.
Alexander H. Luneberg.
Tate Zelaski.
Cooper Shower.
Angelo Antonio Ducato.
Andrea Trejo.
Gabrielle E. Doberreiner.
Isabel Grace Furness.
Lydia Marie Werther.
Marissa Zuccone.
Catherine Elizabeth Bartig.
Gretchen Marie Schmid.
Ella Elizabeth Tolesrud.
Haley Ann Curry.
Madison Julia Kane.
Jesse Moe.
Luke Callis.
Hannah Marie Bonazek.
Martin Javier Ibarra.
Nicole Brooke Gilbert.
Will Edeker.
Andrew J. Lundberg.
Akira W. Tongsuk.
Bailey Noel Hewson.
Ethan J. Vesey.
Daniel Patrick Pauley.
Alicia Grace Kester.
Micah C. Fessler.
Silver Diaz Ortiz.
Travis Brick.
Steve Van Nugent.
Drew S. Supina.
Levi Gabriel Sissel.
Jacob Bainbridge.
Spencer Futuro Lines.
William Robert Franson.
Ron Salvador Trujillo.
Emily Jordan Bend.
Atithi Divya Rudrangi.
Mackenzie Ellen Colthard.
Evan Bauer.
Caitlin Elizabeth Goth.
Heather Santiago.
Jessica Elizabeth Fredericks.
Elizabeth Ryan Doherty.
Bryn K. Zimmerman.
Kylie Lynn Krass.
Madison Marie Dubendorf.
Colin Robert Short.
Joshua Benjamin Brown.
Austin Chen.
Bradley K. Bitak.
Ravi Mukesh Patel.
Tanil Jacol Childers.
Eli James Brooks.
Sarah Aurora Oyurvides.
Joshua C. Hoshlag.
Kiera Ayana Jack.
Connor J. Rugi.
Delaney Deering.
Logan Hannah Conley.
Catherine Grace Kilkenny.
Catherine N. Sawalish.
Grant Eckert.
Taylor John Tiffin.
Natalie Ann Curtis.
Alexander J. Gerber.
Dasha Gedayenko.
Kayla Marie Crone.
Olivia Franson.
Summer Nicole Stair.
Megan Elizabeth Wilson.
Kaylee Joe Presser.
Skylar Andrew McCassin.
Abby Zwack.
Rocco Gateno Caruso.
Andre Scott Rothje.
Tyler Coe.
Dylan Josiah Danke.
Camila Verena Caballero.
Eric Lynch.
Lauren Diane Taylor.
Seth Fox Wilhelm.
Bailey Rose Blake.
Madeline Louise Schrant.
Carson Olivia Rains.
Brenna Bolins.
Ashley Eileen Haneke.
Anna Sandri Lemke.
Garrett Brandstetter.
Valeria Tavera Gonzalez.
Kenneth McAleer.
Egan Hansen.
Calvin L. Perry.
Shane Robert Zink.
Anthea L. White.
Angela Michelle Mano.
Catherine M. Beggs.
Maya Elizabeth Patterson.
Isabel Jordan Ford.
Kyle Francis Martin.
Robert J. Catcheres.
William Guerin.
Rachel Lusinger.
Camille G. Latos.
Chloe Renee Tharp.
Hannah Suzanne Overman.
Grace Ann Reth.
Sierra Charlie Ruley.
Mara Ann McCaffrey.
Hao Mi Kao.
Kyle Ronald Richardson.
Truk Newen.
Caitlin M. Elliott.
Caitlin Marie Vasey.
J.C. Lowe.
Johanna Ramirez.
Natalie Ann Clement.
Natalie June Bear.
Sierra E. Kruger.
Elena J. Cullen.
Delaney Patricia Kugler.
Sarah Christine Shear.
Jalen Elizabeth Spruill.
Izzy Delia Marie Witten.
Alexandra E. Corbett.
Ellie Ann Schumann.
Kennedy Rain Davis.
Minile Connor Little.
Mary Kate Torpy.
Nicholas Joseph Kranig.
Jenna Iva Engeldinger.
Callie Marie Watkins.
Ellison Marie Matthews.
Lauren Paige Brown.
Isabella Tabert.
Madison Marie Stolz.
Caroline E. Brackey.
Cambria Schmidt.
Emily Rose Bucati.
Madison Elizabeth Poozer.
Lucy Estelle Leinen.
Kaylee Patricia Butler.
Dallas Marie Richardson.
Lucy Newtoff.
Morgan M. Schofield.
Delaney Joe Scheckler.
Ben Thomas Schmitz.
Lydia Hustet.
Eric John Magnuson.
Sophia Kumpula.
Rafe Joel Troutman.
Sasha Renee Nahorsky.
Cooper M. Frakes.
Kirsten Ness.
Brett A. Cherry.
Sarah Novi.
Juan Argueta.
Brianna Ray Chaplin.
Vishnav Katikolov.
Andrea Lee Ann Machori.
Caitlin Elizabeth Bolcom.
Sage Renee Schroeder.
Huda Sate.
Haley J. Quang.
Whitney Ann Walkup.
Jillian Cyhockey.
Angelina Jolie Herman.
Thomas D. Anderson.
Madison L. Schreiner.
Brianna S. Reed.
Aria Henson.
Janae Ann Jones.
Brittany Nicole Burka.
Allison Mackenzie Lassiter. Next, graduates from the College of Engineering. Dean Samuel Easterling will present the college's student marshal to President Winterstein.
Congratulations. President Winterstein, Associate Provost van der Zanden, it's my privilege to present the student marshal from the College of Engineering, Caitlin Agabin from Algonquin, Illinois, escorted by Dr. Karu Akuma. Caitlin is graduating with a degree in environmental engineering. She conducted undergraduate research in 3 different labs on campus, advancing wastewater treatment and water resource management. Caitlin also completed 2 internships at HNI Corporation and at Strand Associates. Caitlin has served as a peer mentor for the environmental engineering learning community for 2 years. She also studied abroad and was active in engineering student organizations. After graduation, Caitlin will work as an environmental engineer at Brown and Caldwell in St. Paul, Minnesota. Congratulations, Caitlin, and all of our outstanding engineering graduates.
Adam M. Galitz.
Samuel Raymond Bolander.
Andrew Williams.
Anna Grace Ryan.
Tyler Mashing.
Daniel Joseph Eschi.
Jordan Neer.
Cale Eric Jensen.
Logan Daniel Peterson.
Madison Nicole Bemis.
Brock Benjamin Smith.
Jacob Robert Ford.
Arian B. Patel.
Leonardo Ruiz Juvera.
Blake Coleman.
Joseph T. Ikas.
Samuel Music.
Casey W. Collins.
Samuel R. Rodriguez Foster.
Ivan Zachary Beckman.
Daniel S. Ho.
Justin M. Hua.
John Levine.
Gabriel Farron.
Levi Mills.
Meharpal Singh Bhatti.
Mrinal Manoj Reddy.
Deadly Nelson Gorayab Filio.
Stephen Daniel Liu.
Andrew Warball.
Kane Laws.
Justin Micah Reed.
Kobe Laws.
Bridget Dunkley.
David Law.
Aliyah Faraj.
Samuel Mark Lansing.
Zachary Glozinski.
Eric E. Serrano.
Sebastian Witold Buyak.
Gunnar Paul Matson.
Jack A. Kolker.
Thomas James Stein.
Alex Armbrustmacher.
Andrew Michael Stapleton.
Travis Joseph David Jackal.
Benjamin M. Ward.
Riley D. Heron.
Bennett James Ryken.
Charlie Lucas Goldstein.
Anthony Neeland.
Cade Wheeler Hogan.
Evan Robin Reese.
Alicia C. Baranowski.
Andrew V. Vick.
Robert Joseph McClyman.
Luke Whitaker Meyer.
Lincoln Kness.
Ethan Witt.
Nicholas Jacobs.
Thomas Housley.
Michael Shepard.
Joshua Six.
Braden Almquist.
Daniel Peter Merges.
Charles J. Hosier.
Jack Gowdy.
Evan Allen Brown.
Tyler John Schmitz.
Justin Cano.
Sam James Yonke.
James Otto Joseph.
Xander D. Skyone.
Austin Scott Harrell.
Cale Jacob Abrams.
Luke Tyler Dielman.
Brian Liu.
Martin Ronald Hassan.
Nolan William McGee.
David Heidenreich.
Caden Jake Rizak.
Adam Matthew Decker.
Drew Penningroth.
Naima Scarlett Garcia.
Seth Allen Lucifer.
Ashley Lynn Falcon.
Chancellor Reese.
Peter Michael Hurd.
Jacob William Tubbs.
Rylan Wesley Cole.
Jaden J. Dublin.
William Husted.
Devin Alam Sia.
Andrew Hirsch.
Michael Britton.
Eddie Andrade Robles.
William Stecker.
Logan D. Dara.
Michael Joseph Whalen.
Stephen Patrick Brandt.
London Gratius Willie.
Colin Dumars.
Jack W. Ryden.
Tyler Jean Rucker.
Colin Daniel Hillary.
Ben E. Christensen.
Samuel John Hotovec.
Daniel Felix Karpov.
Riley Patrick O'Connor.
Gage Stephen Minder.
Bryson Brent Nicolette.
Patrick Michael Kinn.
Logan Rachel.
Hadley Ann Hill.
Mitchell Bading.
Victoria E. Yantis.
Jack Radai.
Ruth P. Ta.
Jack M. Wallace.
Samantha Rose Briggy.
Maxwell Lawrence Carlson.
Jackson Sanford Carey.
Kyle James Garnica.
Jonah Kendrick.
Brogan Allen Shanahan Swanson.
Ethan David Reynolds.
Joseph Pacana.
Tarun Shrikaran.
Harrison Somer Moen.
Lauren Lee Harpenaw.
Jacob Anthony Schultz.
Claire E. Schneider.
Cale Thomas Knox.
Ian Busan.
Sean Knox.
Kevin Gabriel Dumeter.
Sean Lopez Neal.
Juliette Pauline Apio.
Christopher S. Saz.
Nguyen Min Hui Zo.
Brian Rolando Chacon.
Naharika Devi Paturi.
Jackson Drew Vanderheiden.
Varun Reddy Yeduru.
Joseph X. Biwak.
Sopan Apalabaktula.
Mason J. Suarez.
Tyler Grosnick.
Andrew James Thorne.
Brock Dollarshell.
Oakley Jacob Oxley.
Jason Berger.
Daniel Kellen.
Akalesh Saket Navatya.
Ty Milutnovich.
Raghuram Gudati.
Alec W. Schmidt.
Ishant Reddy Chittareddy.
Jun Maruyama.
Rakesh Varma Penmetsa.
Andrew Russell Snyder.
Marilyn Judith Garcia Oriana.
James Walker Bird.
Nolan Schuyler Eastburn.
Zvetislav Vargnitsky.
Truman Kester.
Alec Paul Norris.
Caleb Michael Severson.
Gavin Thomas Rich.
Charlie Henry Frank.
Hunter Michael Masich.
Denver Dwayne Caldwell.
Jaden B. Taylor.
Molly Kleckler.
Maxwell A. Ryherd.
Nabai Baka.
Anthony Dominic Rampino.
Nicholas William Pinello.
Jackson Jeffrey Lang.
Marco Antonio Donger.
Elijah Juan Rodriguez.
Scott Connor Porter.
Justin J. Rodriguez.
Landon Gulota.
Angel Velez.
Matthew Jason Midby.
Ranil Rivera Garcia.
Zachary Anderson.
Cale Hunter Schreier.
Carson Michael Fisher.
Samuel Wallace Richard Scar.
William Arens.
Mason James Inman.
Trevor James Walker.
Lindsay Wessel.
Matthew Daniel Greer.
Eli Daniel Raperda.
Sam Coles.
James Matthew Minardi.
Corbin Marcello.
Tessa Morgan.
Jessica Sarah Angel Bennett.
Tanner N. Trent.
Hale Allen Heemsoff.
Henry Christopher Shires.
Samuel Hersom.
Jacob Scott Roberts.
Alexandria Tatiana Marin.
Ian James Lewis.
Cameron Maurice Borst.
Matthew Bennett.
Nathan Gleason.
Benjamin Olson.
Mahika Devarakonda.
George C. Melitis.
Peter Brooks Day.
Hayden Witt.
Denny P. Dang.
Sawyer Edison Sevsik.
Yash Gangadhar Gaunkar.
Andrew Clayton Hoyt.
Matthew James Brooks.
Caleb Michael Ogden.
Elias D. Kolch.
Brendan M. Barr.
Ethan Nolan Loeffler.
Jordan Steinmetz.
Sydney Karina Nelson.
Sophia Polasuk.
Annika Allen Haas.
Nick Joseph Oldham.
Livia Hagberg.
Morgan Simoneau.
Megan N. Fritz.
Braden Rickabaugh.
Eden Bruner.
Hongwei Wang.
Genevieve Alexis McShane.
Caden Otis.
Kate Lauer.
Patrick P. Whitehouse.
Riley Nancy Antle.
Michael Hooper.
Justin Mark Sherman.
Christopher S. E. Martin II.
Tatum England.
David Michaelowitz.
Jacqueline Barbara Kowal.
Luca Henry Elgis.
Senora Nelson.
Soren Hellier.
Sarah Pierce.
Logan James Rowe.
Rebecca Smithwick.
Caden Wingert.
Chloe Martinez.
Kai Liam Schellen.
Jacob Matthew Klotwijk.
Braden Michael Skaggs.
Thomas Mitra Edwards.
Colin Schering.
Jarrett Lawrence Van Zee.
Sayan Patel.
Joshua David Ding.
Cole Benjamin Lindemann.
Alex Herting.
Sebastian Andres Pagan.
Andrew M. Ehrenkiel.
Cole John Uphoff.
Carter Aubrey.
Abigail R. DeBoeuf.
Charles O. Doherty.
Calvin William Smith.
Charles Frank Malak.
Corey Jean Roth.
Garrett Michael Green.
Julia Diane Marks.
Sajjan Kalpesh Patel.
Zach E. Olson.
Caden Robert Murphy.
Joshua John Furman.
Joshua Yin.
Wes M. Riley.
Ratan Satya.
Tyler Austin Caldwell.
Ty L. Beersford.
Tristan Jace Tells.
Alexander Martin Cronau.
Jared W. Jones.
Kua Hong.
James Breen.
Jonathan E. Feldhacker.
Isaac Pollard.
Charlotte Caroline D'Alfonso.
Wesley Allen Smith.
Alex Kavanaugh.
Yok Kwan Ong.
Ryan Lewis Hunt.
Drew M. Scheidler.
Eliab T. Johnson.
Tessa Francis Lanzel.
Joshua E. Hyde.
Ethan Shimak.
Kevin Kolani.
Arwin Sivakumar.
Michael Benjamin Killips.
Liam Lenahan.
Drew Klein.
Jing Teng T.
Dylan Sams.
Jonathan Tan.
Ryan William Ellerbach.
Edmund G. Thong Lin.
Nicholas Andrew Raby.
Kyle Jacob Nachion.
Daniel William Carberry.
Molly Jade Rooney.
Noah Philip Kukler.
Nisha Raj.
Abram Mark Wadley.
May Edel.
Luke Coates.
Paige Kennedy Schneider.
Jacob Matthew Frigerio.
Noah Jacob Mack.
Casey Leo Galing.
Sam D. Burns.
Aaron Thomas Grochowski.
Jack Menke.
Tim Wilhelmus DeWitt.
Ethan M. Williams.
Everett Allen Duffy.
Slade Austin Siebenaller.
Colin Joseph Beamer.
Jack Douglas Strabela.
Ken Schumann.
Peyton Christopher Reynolds.
Kobe M. Fowler.
Joseph Cole Leonardson.
Jonah Matthew Frosch.
Hannah Carey.
Bryce William Riga.
Kenzie Mitchell.
Gavin Richard Patel.
Samuel S. Russett.
Kelsey Lynn Compton.
Paul Jongwoo Lee.
Henry R. Luna.
Luke Michael Lowe.
Benjamin Scott Novak.
Samantha Dawn Yelkin.
Dylan D. Bonima.
Grant Paul Pierce.
Nicholas John Cocott.
Nicholas Patrick Toms.
Nathan Reff.
Shane Richard Murphy.
Daniel Oren Sprout.
Benjamin David Solberg.
Nicholas Daniel Cordero.
Emma Zatkulik.
Zachary Binder.
Brianna Ray Norman.
Braden Lawrence Clark.
Jay Patel.
William Knight.
Alexander Michael Upa.
Zachary Douglas Foote.
Ryan Lee Melquist.
Samuel Vincent Mollenhauer.
Nolan Ray Gerke.
Frank Bioge B. Nundatumi.
Grant Hazelhoff.
Munjal Baliar.
Cody Paul.
Jonathan Duran.
Ian B. Walworth.
William Andre Greiner.
Neil Prangy.
Travis Michael Moritz.
Daniel James Sauer.
Suho Kim.
Brock Sabaski.
Bryce Thomas Moore.
Andy Musta Danagich.
Ben Balkovic.
Charles Elwood Moreland.
Aaron Michael Iverson.
Michael Sullivan Woods.
Amanda Christine Bruner.
Joshua Stephen Chiang.
Violet O. Stainer.
Ibrahim Abdallah Tutunji.
Leah Ann Miller.
Elizabeth Grace Miller.
Mitchell Charles Albrecht.
Samuel Peters.
William Daniel Howie.
Ashley Paige Lappin.
Ethan Matthew Gruning.
Matthew Muling.
Sullivan F. Fair.
Christopher Sell.
Emma Marie Koval.
Isabel Raghavan.
Megan Boyd.
Aiden Mess.
Aiden T. Gull.
Leighton Pribble.
Adam John Fields.
Alexander Edward Upmeyer.
Colin Kempf.
Luke M. Sauser.
Casey Halbmeyer.
Daniel George Yeager.
Jack Nolder.
Samuel Van Devitt.
Alexander Jacob Christie.
Cole Summer.
Nora Matt.
Sarah Marie Cothlow.
Antonio Banuelos Moriel.
Miranda M. Wood.
Sean Michael Kelly.
Jack Teague Edwards.
Cole William Eddington.
Zachary John Wilkinson.
Luke J. Lanigan.
Patricia Nzang Ovono Beliga.
Gregory Allen Bothman.
Connor James Hand.
Hunter Barton.
William Joseph Meyer.
Gavin Marcus Hamilton.
Zachary Niels Gerlach.
Rungsaman Bargman.
Jacob Terry Smothers.
Katie Edwards.
William Reese Kirk.
Ethan James Schneider.
Sean Morrow.
Amber Mary Hoyt.
Hallie Joanne Michaelis.
Claire Behrens.
Dylan David Osborne.
Reindl Thomas Weaver.
Logan Quinn.
Benjamin Robert Garza.
Sarah Grace Stewart.
Colin Michael Klanos.
Keith Ermy.
Grace K. Marino.
Benjamin Robert Swagel.
Lauren Sophia Blair.
Francisco Patras Galicilerio de Freitas.
Elizabeth Ann Selner.
Keith Eugene Freestad.
Juliana Cecilia Johnson.
Luke Douglas Brunsvold.
Elisa Catherine Fisher.
Zachary John O'Brien.
Brett Aaron Bernhardt.
Sean D. O'Brien.
Tommy Rollinger.
Dallas Ray Wittenberg.
Jacob Michael Bibbins.
Muhammad Sam.
Rachel Druce Hoffman.
David Wangu Untako.
Jonathan Bruce Booter.
Kaylee Lynn Meyer.
Lauren Patricia Rogers.
William Sadler.
Rachel Leholm.
Sean Thomas Mulcrown.
Brian Casipio.
Song Jun Jun Park.
Holden Andrew Fonhorst.
Jacob Paul Wheeler.
Ellery John Sabato.
Jonathan Marek Madden.
Logan Castle.
Jack Henry Stackhouse.
Theodore Turner Hoover.
Mia Catherine Wilson.
Alexandra Carola Rauer.
Ethan Jean Rogers.
Hankel Lyle Halden.
Nathan James Rawray.
Casper A. Runn.
Ethan Joseph Stout.
Ethan Comiskey.
Annika Poole.
Stephen Rick Reagan.
Jaden P. Long.
Logan James Krantz.
Emma Grace Nicholson.
Alex Elsner.
Alicia Evelyn Minkle.
Austin James Nolly.
Daniel Zalka.
Adam Joseph Z.
Alex Noble.
Ibrahim Abdallah.
Bethany Rose Danley.
Mohammed E. Abdelgadar.
Mackenzie Page Woods.
Nicholas A. Hendley.
Jaden Edward Poole.
Alexander Moeller.
Carter Lauren Wolf.
Jack W. Christopoulos.
Aiden Gert.
Joshua Allen Brewer.
Spencer T. Thiele.
Cale Michael Rosiska.
Elliot E. Reason.
Evan Marco Bajelica.
Ryan Madigan.
Eli Fox.
Nikolai Alexander Stevens.
Skylar John Iskey.
Sinaba Bella McAvoy.
Riley Dreyer.
Owen Lee Salzer.
Madeline Grace Moline.
Andrew Thomas Sand.
Eric Lawrence Siebenar.
Emerson Jeffrey Dwayne Holler.
Jack Ward.
Katarina Zubit.
Cole Robert Studeman.
William P. O'Keefe.
Eric Ronald Brown.
Jonathan Daniel Wettenkamp.
De La Husu.
Olivia Morgan Price.
Brecken James Bartles.
Scott Nevin Ringinger.
Connor James Ganson.
Samuel David Lichty.
Lucas Charles Topping.
Ryan Lowe.
Levi Noose.
Benjamin Muslich.
Michael Linville.
Samir Pilipovich.
Braden Lawrence Sanford.
Osaid Ahmad Saman.
Matthew Scott Manier.
Alex Richard Lofrano.
Ethan Urich.
Kyler E. Nielsen.
Ariana Dirksen.
Samuel Jacob Schwartz.
Chloe Tom Dow.
Carl Ramsky.
Veronica Ariana Feliciano.
Joseph S. Peterson.
Cooper Shea Lovell.
Benjamin Craig Tessaw.
Violet A. Lapke.
Thomas Jordan Stager.
Matthew Ryan Baker.
Braden M. Pratt.
Brandon David Deal.
William Patrick Nisus.
Tyler DeBleek.
Zachary N. Raposa.
David E. Nelson.
Ruth Zawadi Murabu.
Cameron Simino.
Alexandra Francesca Wardell.
Elena Miller Knops.
Kendall Rose Dreger.
Ryan Thomas Bungs.
Anna Rainey.
Luke Allen Peterson.
Jack Gurton.
Logan Scott Keller.
Ronan Shea Wiley.
Natalie Harbin.
Andrew Forby.
Zoe Ostrowski.
Joran Brensdahl.
Ava Sophia Zog.
Jonathan Green.
Caitlin Elizabeth Quinn.
Jean Howell Chang.
Tyler James Morrow.
Xuen Lee.
Ryan Nicholas Rasmussen.
Levi Adam Vink.
Julius J. Sloop.
Tom Kim.
Nicholas Johnston.
Everett Ney.
Kevin Flores.
Alexander Ponder Robinson.
Hans Christoph Herman.
Christian Roberts.
Samantha Ruby Espinoza.
Alex John Wiley.
David K. Jager.
Lance Edward Mock.
McGregor Scott Kattenag.
Mary Maui.
Mariella Vitelli.
Drew Taylor.
Michael James Galvin.
Gabriel Martin Peterson.
Jesus de Leon Hernandez.
Lucas Tavares.
Jose Carlo Hernandez.
Jacob Mason Steffens.
Zach Edward Coggett.
Ibrahim Shanuda.
Aiden Michael Genchev.
Connor J. McSpearin.
Timothy Aaron Koval.
Bilal Hojic.
Brennan Daniel Becker.
Sabrina Mae Francis.
Aiden J. Klimchak.
Skylar Kutch.
Justin A. Jekyll.
Jose Manuel Lopez.
Nathaniel C. Clark.
Alexandria Nicole Pulley.
Brock Allen Dykheis.
Aaron Ann Schultz.
Parker Raymond Haudeschel.
Tanvi Balram Meretre.
Travis Scott Sheffield.
Tejil Devsterwar.
David James Fisher.
Nathan Turnus.
Pedro Barros Sampaio.
Caitlin Marie Lorenz.
Lucas Daniel Clayton.
Kaylee Renee Clark.
Andrew Bozen.
Tanner Ray Smith.
Ethan I. Kono.
Jillian Joanne Enke.
John Alexander Huacha.
Shirette Chantal Contreras Rivera.
Dino Hurick.
Kyle Andrew Ostendorf.
Aiden Hurick.
Will James Dyer.
Benjamin Robert Johnson.
Joshua Deaton.
Colin Jason Frank.
Nicholas Emilio Gillespie.
Wesley Bennett Caves.
Joseph D. Hines.
Dylan John Zitzloff.
Cole Z. Anderson.
Prince Nwandi Ajiri.
Cleo Lynn Hansen.
David Aresby.
Andrew Edward Leibold.
Tabe Ekpombong.
Chase Burton Ashby.
Maku Jong Forchu.
Max Locaster.
Brian Schutz.
Juan Elisa Sofia Binti Juan Sharif.
Jacob Anthony Kirsch.
Ana Cristina Binti Azman.
Dylan Matthew Crumpholtz.
Wyatt Wheeler Boot.
Thomas Jeffrey Whistler.
Sheldon L. Day.
Amanda Kelly Fries.
Henry R. Hinkst.
Cole Gradert.
Garly Shai Aguzma.
Scott Lee Shang Brown.
Andrew W. Kinnear.
Ethan Michael Hulinski.
Joseph William Krejci.
Connor Patrick Ingham.
Adam Yaya Goren.
Ponciano Ramirez.
Hank Patrick Esker.
Zachary L. Wallace.
Elizabeth Sandra Schmidt.
Brandon Michael Beaver.
Wesley Stephen Jansen.
Ariola Abedji.
Waker R. Klur.
Abdullah Ter Food.
Nicholas Joseph Schultz.
Luke Eitzman.
Benjamin Leo Tao.
Karan Singh Galawat.
Nathan Harris Van Utrecht.
Aaron Dwenger.
Tobin Tran.
Alvaro Quintaro Vasquez.
Ethan James Williams.
Andrew Bolter.
Mieszko Muskala.
Dalton Richard Christensen.
Amen Khalid Abdullah.
Younghyun Kim.
Mina Youssef Khalil.
Axel Chavez.
Junak Bhagawati.
Raul Chavez.
Michael R. Franzak.
Alexander C. Lai.
Luke David Brolio.
Miguel Orlando Zelaya.
Brietta Breisner.
Josefa M. Sabrovic.
Samantha Burkett.
Hiruni Mendes.
Sophia Lee Pepping.
Kate Pedelti.
Elizabeth Dawn Garber.
Hannah Sue Loftus.
Samuel Allen Carlson.
Sam Edward Frost.
Jeremiah David Bickneys.
Jonathan Hong Lee Chan.
Kyle Joseph Cole.
Eric Chung.
Ethan Andrew Gasner.
Tuong V. Fan.
Allison Hubble.
Quinn N. Tron.
Eamon Stewart Collins.
Tom Dow. Peter Guzman. Lachlan Christopher Collins.
On behalf of the entire university community, I extend my sincerest congratulations to all our graduates. We wish you the very best and look forward to hearing from you about all of your future accomplishments. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Chad Harris, Chair of the Iowa State University Alumni Association Board of Directors. He will welcome you as the newest alumni of Iowa State.
Good afternoon. Thank you, President Winterstein. Greetings, Iowa State University's newest alumni, members of the class of 2025. I'm Chad Harris, a 2001 College of Liberal Arts and Sciences graduate of Iowa State. I have the great honor of serving our great university as the current and 104th chair of the ISU Alumni Association's Board of Directors. Today, on behalf of Cyclones everywhere, I am so excited to welcome you to the expansive alumni community that you are joining. You now carry the official title of Iowa State University Alumni and a Cyclone for Life. You are now and forever one of us, and we hope you will remain loyal and forever true to ISU. Today, you are moving from a campus family of fellow students, faculty, and staff to a global family of more than 296,000 living alumni. Our alumni colleagues make their communities greater every day in every county in Iowa, in all other 49 states of the United States, and in more than 170 countries worldwide. Think back to your first days on campus and the welcome you received from your campus community through orientation, Destination Iowa State, or Welcome Week activities. Now, all those experiences and activities were designed to connect you with the Cyclone community on campus. Now, the Iowa State University Alumni Association and our alumni family across the globe are ready to help you keep well connected to each other and to the global ISU community wherever you go. Wherever your next chapter takes you, know that the goal of the Iowa State Alumni Association is to provide you with connections for a lifetime. And by doing so, we continue to elevate the impact of Iowa State and the accomplishments of Iowa Staters in their communities around the world. To get your alumni journey started right off the bat, I'm honored to announce that a group of generous alumni donors made gifts to fund a one-year gift membership for each of you. That's right, each of you will receive an already paid-for membership that affords you all the benefits and services and opportunities to keep you connected to Iowa State. I think that deserves a round of applause for our gratitude to those alumni volunteers and donors. But to make this offer official, there's one thing that the donors asked the association to do, and one thing that we're asking of you. They ask that the association make it simple for you to access and accept this gift membership. To do so, you simply need to activate your gift membership by visiting isualum.org by May 35th. First, that's isualum.org by May 31st. You'll receive an email with more information on how to easily do so. And please promise that you won't delete that first email that you receive from Iowa State after you graduate. Once you activate this gift membership, you will gain access to the tools and resources that are here to help you navigate your alumni journey, such as our online directory that connects you with alumni in your community, the Iowa Stater magazine, discounts, grad tips, and more. Now please, remember the 4 following things. First, no matter where you go and what you do, you will always be a member of the prestigious higher education family. This university, now your alma mater, will always be interested in what you do, how you continue to contribute to society, and where your journey leads you. 2, make Iowa State visible in your daily life. Wear your school colors, sport a license plate decal, display your diploma with pride, and place an Alumni Association decal on your vehicle. By doing these simple acts, you're sure to connect with other Iowa Staters on your journey. 3, keep in touch. Come back to visit campus, join a local alumni club, and as you move through life, know that you can keep connected to Iowa State for a lifetime. 4, and most importantly, renew your gifted membership a year from now so that you can continue your Cyclone journey as an Iowa State alum. We want you to remain loyal and forever true to ISU. In closing, I extend to you every good wish for your success, health, and happiness. On behalf of the staff and board of the Iowa State University Alumni Association, we look forward to welcoming you and becoming partners as you help advance your careers, enhance your degrees, and stay connected to your colleges, support your alma mater, and network with Cyclones everywhere. We'll do so together when you make sure and accept your gift membership to the Iowa State Alumni Association by May 31st. Congratulations again, class of 2025. You are now Cyclones for life. Welcome to the alumni family of Iowa State University.
Thank you, Chad. I want to offer my personal congratulations to all of today's graduates. We are extremely proud of you and all you have accomplished. We want to recognize the care and dedication of all those individuals who have supported these graduates, the faculty and staff, family members, and many friends. Would all of our graduates and guests please rise? And now for the perfect Instagram moment, let's release those streamers. What a beautiful celebration. So please remain standing with the singing of the Bells of Iowa State by student vocalist Miss Allie Pauley. I pronounce the spring 2025 undergraduate commencement ceremony at a close. Thank you, Allie.
Please join me in singing Bells of Iowa State. You can find the music on the back of your program.